Once we arrived in Chicago, I immediately recognized the scene from Home Alone 2 where Kevin got separated from his family for the second time. Now, I'm not too sure if this was the exact location where it was filmed, but once in a while, I like to convince myself that I visited an iconic place from a classic movie, even if it was wrong, to make myself feel special. Now, at this time, everything was already closed and there was not much to do. Pro tip, if you're in a tight budget, book a late night flight so that when you're in the airport, all the stores are going to be closed so that you won't be tempted to make any financial decisions that you'll regret later on. And look away if you see a Dunkin' Donut sign because they're the only ones that are open for 24 hours. And the last thing you want to do is to be paying $20 for a small mocha lattes. Once we boarded the plane from Chicago to Tokyo, I immediately got rage baited by a headphone because it had 2 plugs, but the outlet only had 1 hole. After 10 minutes of spectating other passengers struggling with the headphone plugs and waiting to see if one of them figures it out, it turns out that the headphone holes were on the sides of the armrest the whole time. After 13 grueling hours of being stuck on an airplane seat with barely any sleep, we finally arrived to a country that everyone seems to glaze and over-romanticize. No, I'm just kidding. I love Japan. We arrived at the Haneda airport and we were all happy. I mean, look at how nice it looks. Everything was good until we had to pick up our luggage and found out that one of the wheel broke off just because we forgot to put the fragile sticker on. And I mentioned that because we had a bigger luggage with a fragile sticker and it came out in 1 piece. We can't even push this thing around. It's a 3-wheeler now. But anyways, I forgot about all of that after I used the Japanese toilet for the first time in 9 years. And I know I'm contradicting myself from what I said earlier about Japan being overglazed, but to be fair, their toilet technology is way advanced than the simple wipe with a dry toilet paper technique. I mean, first off, there's several buttons to enhance your defecation ritual, starting with a butt shower, pressure adjustments, front bidet, and a dryer. And there's also this thing that helps you censor out your number 2 sound so that you don't feel embarrassed when you're having a bad case of diarrhea. To mention that their stall doors actually provide privacy rather than having a 1-inch gap for passerbys to glance at you while you're minding your own business.
Hi. That's so cute.
Hi, high five. After walking around Okigawa for a bit, we went to Kita Ageo to shop at Don Quixote, which is basically a combination of Spencer's and TJ Maxx on steroid. They got anything ranging from food, medicine, clothes, cute keychains to branded secondhand items, and to some things that you would find at the back of a Spencer's store. Then we went to Book Off, which is an equivalent of Goodwill. They sold a bunch of secondhand kimonos and obi there, and I even found this scarf that was made out of an actual fox, which I found it very interesting and disturbing at the same time, because imagine dying and you get turned into an accessory that people wrap around their neck. I really missed standing on a balcony. Like I used to remember we used to live in apartments before, so we had balconies. I would step out. Now we have a backyard. Not that I'm saying it's a downgrade, but it's just like a different feeling, you know, being able to overlook the other houses outside from a second floor. It's a nice feeling. But anyways, I just woke up around like 7:50. I barely slept because I'm still jet lagged, because my body clock is like, oh, I'm supposed to be awake because it's daytime from in America right now, so I'm still adjusting. see the concrete Godzilla in his natural habitat in Tokyo, trying to spot a perfect building to stomp on. Anyways, we went to Don Quixote again, but this time in Shinjuku, which is much more overpriced since it's around a tourist spot, but the layout and the decorations were still chaotic, but much more nicer this time. Walking around Tokyo, it's really humbling because I really thought I had all the drip with my creeper hat and my Stussy. I know you guys are gonna come at me with pitchforks and torches about how I pronounced Stussy wrong. I pronounced it as Stussy instead of Stussy with a U. Okay, just ignore that part because I forgot when I was recording, okay? Tokyo Stussy t-shirt, and all the people are just outdressing me. It's actually crazy. I mean, I really thought I was the drippiest of them all, and apparently I'm not. Here's a footage of me trying to look like a tourist, even though I visited Shibuya crossing a bunch of times before when I was a kid, and this was nothing new. And right now I'm here doing a voiceover trying to act nonchalant about going to one of the famous spots in Japan. But jokes aside, I was really happy being able to revisit my childhood memories from 9 years ago when my mom took a photo of me with the Hachiko statue, and we crossed to the Shibuya 109, and I ended up getting lost in one of the store, and I ended up following a stranger that looked exactly like my mom and held and kissed her hand, only to find out that she actually wasn't my mom and my real mom was right across the shop. True story, by the way. It was fun times back then. This is the aftermath of walking around Tokyo all day. As you can see, I could barely keep my eyes open. It was freaking hot too. Even though it's almost the end of summer, it's still up to 80 degrees during nighttime too. Now I've been sweating so much that I feel like a Himalayan salt rock right now. It's just so bad to the point that I bet if you take a spoon and scrape off the surface of my skin, a bunch of salt particles are just gonna fall off, and it's gonna be enough to fill up a salt shaker. If I took anything from today's trip to Tokyo, I would say definitely book ahead of time. Book in advance. That's really important because I did not do that. It was a big booking mistake not doing that because they do sell out pretty quickly and you can't expect to buy it on the same day as you're trying to go to wherever you're trying to go to, and expect to be disappointed and be tired and confused. And I know I'm being very petty and negative right now because today's experience was not that great. It's not as great as I thought it would be because I tried to get the Shibuya Sky and it took me almost half an hour just to get there, and I ended up having to ask someone like, oh, where's the Shibuya Sky? And he pointed. He's like, oh, you have to go straight through the train station and then you'll arrive there. But I was using Google Maps. Google Maps was taking me places. It was making me do the loop-de-loop, taking me through the construction site with a dead end, and like making me cross every crosswalk on its path. Like, it was so confusing. I hated it. But anyways, I eventually got there, right? Thinking maybe we have a chance to get a ticket. But no, it was sold out. It was freaking sold out. It's alright. On the bright side, I did get to see the Shibuya crossing, so that's good. You know, I can't be just complaining. Today was definitely an hectic, adventurous day. So about the Shibuya Sky thing, I know I sounded really devastated and made it sound like it was the end of the world, but I was just being dramatic at that moment. It's nothing serious, to be honest, because I'm staying here for about a month and a half, and I still got a chance to... I'm staying here until October, pretty much, and it's only September still. And the thing is, all the tickets for this month is sold out, so I'm just gonna have to wait until the tickets for October is gonna be available. So yeah, I might or might not go to Shibuya Sky. No promises though, but you might see a future video of me going to Shibuya Sky, so stay tuned, guys. Okay, I really need to go to sleep for real right now.